Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Coach Theo, and I help women reconnect with themselves, gain clarity, and live more intentionally. And so today, I want to talk about just recognizing when we simply outgrown the life that we are living or that we have built, right? And so have you ever taken a step back to really look at your life and honestly have a conversation with yourself and say, although nothing is really wrong, right? Nothing is wrong, but something doesn't really feel right anymore, right? You're not as motivated as you used to be. You're not as happy, right, doing the things that you're doing. And so I've been thinking about, right, how easy it is to assume that what we're feeling means we need to make some drastic change. And I'm just talking about, myself, honestly, right? As I was journeying through healing from some stuff, right? I began to realize that although I have a very successful career, that it no longer motivated me the way it used to, right? And so sometimes that doesn't mean that we're being ungrateful. It just means that something is changing, right? Things that maybe mattered 5 years ago may not matter in the same way today. I still enjoy the work that I do, but I will honestly say the minute I began to focus on coaching, helping other women, right? And even for myself, living more intentionally, I began to realize that although I love the work that I do, that I could utilize that skill set to do something that I'm passionate about. And so we have to sometimes step back and think about if the things that mattered to us 5 years ago, 3 years ago, do they matter to us in the same way today? Right? The pace you were once comfortable keeping may feel different. The goals you may have had or were chasing may no longer excite you. And in fact, they may be goals that will align with other people's expectations for you, right? And that doesn't mean that whatever decisions you've made up until that point are wrong, but sometimes we do have to take a step back and think about, are we doing what we're doing because somebody thinks we do it so well, and so we just continue doing the same thing because we also believe we do it well, right? Some of it is fear. Some of it is not wanting to step out on your own, right? And so part of living intentionally is being willing to notice when something that once fits your life doesn't fit the same way anymore. And I seriously think this is where a lot of women end up getting stuck. This is the place where a lot of women really begin to have to reevaluate why. Because when life is technically fine, that could be true, or we might be settling. And then if we believe that life is good, we start telling ourselves we should just be grateful, right? Grateful. And yes, gratitude matters. We should be grateful every day. Grateful we woke up, grateful we have, the activity of our limbs, just grateful, right? But gratitude and honesty can exist at the same time. You can be grateful, but everything not be going the way you would like it to go. You can appreciate the life you're living. You can appreciate what you've built, right? And still recognize that you're changing, you're evolving. And that's the other thing, right? People, we are supposed to change. Change is a part of life. You can be thankful for a career and wonder if you still want it. Like, I was very thankful for my career. I'm thankful that I went from an administrative assistant to an executive level job. But at some point, I was like, this executive level job, this title, right, that became my identity was great. However, it was no longer inspiring me. It was no longer motivating me, right? I was no longer in love. Like, it was a great title, and I still enjoyed the work that I did, but it was stressful. It was a lot. And so you can be thankful for your career, but still wonder if you still want it, or want it in the way that you are in it, right? You can love people in your life, but you also have to take a step back and realize when some relationships begin to look different, or to feel different, or they're changing, right? You can accomplish something you worked hard for and discover that your definition of success has changed, right? What you used to use as the measurement for success may have changed, especially if you're no longer doing what you want to do. That doesn't mean you need to like blow up your whole life, right? That doesn't mean you have to be like, okay, now I got to do a major overhaul. It just simply means it's time for you to start paying attention. It starts with you asking yourself, does the life I am living still reflect the woman that I am becoming, or that I want to be? Or does it still reflect the life that I want to live? And that is not a question that I expect you to answer today. But it is worth noticing what comes up when you ask the question. What is top of mind when you ask the question? And if you are trying to understand where you're feeling disconnected, I created an assessment. It's called, Which Alignment Path Are You On? It is an assessment to help you start the reflection process. It's 6 questions that you will answer, and it will tell you where you're at, right? When it comes to being aligned with the goals and the plans you have for your life. You can find it at path.theodoratcarter.com. It will also be in the comment section as well. So, check it out. Take the assessment. It's free. And until next time, I want you to give yourself permission to notice what is changing without rushing yourself to figure it all out. I just want you to start having an honest conversation with yourself by asking yourself, Am I doing what I want to do? When I get up in the morning, am I excited about the job I'm going to, the task I have before me, right? So, that's it for me. Until next time, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.